There's definitely growth for cinema. I think we only scratching the surface in South Africa. Although a lot of cinema trends are still in South Africa are pretty much up to standard with global in terms of the actual experience. That's the one side of it. Then from advertising perspective, the two aren't mutually exclusive. Obviously the environment is very important for our advertisers. What I found quite interesting recently at the SAWA conference in Berlin was that our international counterparts are highly penetrated in cinema. So 60% upward of their population are cinema goers. We're in a very unique situation in South Africa where we are between 17 and 23% of all adults penetrated. So also from that perspective, and our growing middle market is definitely going to play into that for us quite nicely. The way that Ster Kinekor has moved in terms of concessions and making it easier for people to consume cinema just in its very basic format is going to help us increase that. So we have to change the habit of people going to cinema. They need to start going to cinema a lot more often, and obviously it's not for everyone, but I think it is a theatre's question as well. So from a Ster Kinekor's theatre's perspective, they're doing a lot to make sure that we are growing attendances, and I think again as our middle class grows and they move into upper income brackets as well, we'll be able to deliver quite nicely on that growth. So it's not a quick process by any means, but it is definitely a huge opportunity for us. Cinema can sometimes be unpredictable, or it has an unpredictable nature from time to time, and that has a lot to do with titles, seasonality. So what we decided was, also following our international counterparts, is to give a guaranteed audience to our advertisers. We will be launching the product on the 26th of February, so there will be a lot more detail around that at that stage. You may have seen that in Cannes this year, one of the biggest themes that came out of Cannes was data and technology, and how all media and advertising platforms are having to use that. So we're no different from any other media type. How we are actually in a very fortunate situation from a Ster Kinekor the database side, that we can use that information. We are literally just scratching the surface, as I've told a lot of my clients, but we are getting a lot closer to understanding the purchasing nature of our database, where they come from, how often they go, which movies they're seeing, and that really helps us to get closer to providing a platform for our advertisers to be more specific in their reach, which is what all advertisers want, essentially providing the numbers back to all their bosses.